Goa Postal Division is organizing Goapex 2019 Philatelic exhibition from 9th to 11th of February at Institute Menensis Pregenza Hall. In the exhibits, we have a very good collection on Gandhiji. There are unusual stamps, that is stamps with smell, stamps that taste, gold embossed stamps, stamps embedded with beads.
Goapex 2019 angata 3 दिसाक आसा 9, 10 आनी 11 तारीख आसा इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ मेन्सिस प्रगान्स आसा आनी खूब डिफरंट टायप्स ऑफ स्टॅम्प्स आसा गांधी लागून आसा अनयुजुअल स्टॅम्प्स आतां मॅडमान सांगिल्ले आतां अर्चना मॅडमान सांगिल्ले आतां ती डिफरंट टायप्स आसा बीड्साचे आसा गोल्ड सिल्वर फॉयल आसा ब्रॉन्झ फॉयल आसा आनी लेदराचेर आसा आनीक सेरामिका आसा खूब खूब डिफरंट टायप आसा आतां आमी हांगा पळोवया आमचे वन ऑफ द ओल्डस्ट हे आसा तो विठ्ठल नार्वेकर म्हणून आसा ताजे 10 फ्रेमाचे गांधीचे आसा विठ्ठल नार्वेकर म्हळ्यार गोवा फिलाटली एंड न्युमिसमॅटीक सोसायटीचे सेक्रेटरी आशिल्लो खूब वर्सांचो सेक्रेटरी आशिल्लो ताणें 10 फ्रेमान गांधीक लागून खूब स्टॅम्प्स गेल्ल्या मिनिएचर शीट गेल्ल्या ब्लॉक ऑफ 4 गेल्ल्या आनीक ब्रोशर गेल्ल्या आनी हे गांधी म्हगेले खूब 150 इयर्स ऑफ आतां गांधीचे हे लागून आसा आमकां त्या 150 इयर्स ऑफ गांधीचे लागून आमी 10 फ्रेमान गेल्ल्या इंडियाचे खूब स्टॅम्प्स आसा भायर वचून आसले स्टॅम्प्स आसा ताका फर्स्ट डे कवर्स आसा ब्रोशर आसा आनी गांधीचे डिफरंट फेसीस आसा ते सेंटिनरीचे आसा आनी गांधी आनी नेहरू आसा गांधी राजगोपालाचारी आसा दंदी मॅप्स आसा सेंटिनरी आसा आनी डिफरंट सेंटिनरी आसा 75 इयर्स 125 इयर्स आतां 150 इयर्स जाले ताका लागून आसा आनी दंदी मार्चा लागून आसा आनी चरका गांधीचे हे लागून चरकाचे आसा आनी खूब स्टॅम्प्स आसा ते गांधीचे लागून आसा आनी खूब इन्वायटेड क्लास आसा इन्वायटेड क्लासा लागून आमी एक फ्लोरा एंड फॉना म्हणून आसा WWF म्हणून खूब स्टॅम्प्स दाखयता थंय आमी दाखयता तांचो WWF खूब एक इन्वायटेड क्लास आसा तांचो मरायन मॅमल्स आसा रॉयल मेल आसा डिफरंट टायप्स ऑफ बर्ड्स आसा मॅमल्स प्रिमेट्स आनी डिफरंट टायप्स ऑफ प्रिमेट्स आसा आनी another type is actually mammals scale mammals आसा elephants आसा सगळ्याक लागून आमी खूब हे आसा आनी another type of this one is actually on birds are खूब different types of birds आसा of various countries various types etc another interesting thing are butterflies आसा खूब different types of butterflies आसा the unusual types stamps आसा आनी first day covers आसा and different species of butterflies आसा आनी तुमकां दृश्टी पडटा हे सगळ्या इन्वायटेड क्लासांचो आसले स्टॅम्प्स आनी डिफरंट वरायटीज ऑफ बटरफ्लायज फ्रॉम ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड इवन तुमकां दृश्टी पडटा तांचे अनयुजुअल स्टॅम्प आसा एक बटरफ्लायाचे विच इज वेरी वेरी रायर एंड वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू गेट दिस टायप ऑफ स्टॅम्प्स एंड देर आर डिफरंट टायप्स ऑफ फर्स्ट डे कवर्स ऑल्सो ऑन अनयुजुअल बटरफ्लायज विच इज ऑल्सो वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू गेट एंड दिस इज अ ह्यूज कलेक्शन ऑफ बटरफ्लायज I think this has actually come from an invited class, which is very, very difficult to get and also very, very interesting to see. And military lagoon. आमचे Indian याचे lagoon, Himalayan military चे lagoon is like yes sir. So you can see various this ones of actually our military चे various army postal covers and this one stamps you can see very, very rare. Usually it is not be displayed, but these are all military related things. Another stamp आचे lagoon is fiscal stamps म्हणून. तांचे कोर्ट फी स्टॅम्प एका सगळ्या लागून असले स्टॅम्प्स आमकां पळोवपाक येता वेरियस स्टेट्स सांगलीचे दीस आर ऑल सांगली स्टेट यू कॅन सी वेरी वेरी रायर स्टेट्स कोर्ट फी स्टॅम्प्स असेल फिस्कल स्टॅम्प्स फ्रॉम सांगली अगेन सांगलीचे कोर्ट फी स्टॅम्प हे सगळें तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा या छान डिफिकल्ट आसा तुमकां मेळपाक शकना very very difficult to see. I would say most of the governments, especially the children and the old people, should come and positively visit this huge exhibition. Again on other states, let's say Miraj. This is actually all of Miraj state, junior and senior state. Again, the court fee stamps as well as the stamp papers also. आणि ते स्टॅम्प आसा कुरुंदावाद म्हणून सिनियर स्टेट ताचे वेरी वेरी फ्यू स्टॅम्प्स आर देर बट यू कॅन सी हियर इज अ ह्यूज कलेक्शन ऑफ कुरुंदावाद दिस वन अगेन कुरुंदावाद स्टेट ऑल्सो देन देर इज एक्चुअली वाडी स्टेट ऑल्सो इज अ ह्यूज कलेक्शन जामकान इज ऑल्सो वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग And these are some of the exotic stamps. I mean, some of the unusual stamps, exotic stamps. Yaka scent melta, the rosace philatelic scent melta, and yaka different types. The fruits amka yenjata, and the chocolate tata smell melta. Chocolate stamps amka haupa melta. Yes, stamps amka haupa jata. Yes, stamps very rare, so haupa melta. And third stamps as a CD. The CD culture is music lagta. Takala kunam kaya korea. And there are very unusual stamps. Ceramic stamps as a CD stamp as a CD stamp. You can put actually on this one and you can get the music, video, stamp LP long play record different stamps and different very difficult to get. Same thing is also Titanic ship 3D effect glass gun 3D effect and other things also. Let's say here we have actually variety of things. Started from beading this one. This is actually ceramic glass. N number of this also is another interesting thing. Again, you can see a lot of things like say cometa check stamp. Cometa is material. Stamp that's also very rare to get. Such things are actually, I would say, and comical asterisks and this is actually obliques. Obliques mona characters. That stamp drishti padta. Another thing is actually gold foil gold foil stamp and gold, silver and copper ache. Three stamp tumko polopa milta. It's actually very rare to get and very difficult. Ye gold foil as and these are all unusual stamps, which is very difficult to get and very rare to see. A golden opportunity from the Goan people to see and experience all these things. And दूसरे invited classes where you can see the variety of things like say dogs are good because children love pets, but dog is a very important pet. That is an excellent exhibition of actually the various types of dogs, different species, etc., which is very well shown. In fact, different types of dogs also you can very well see here from all over the world. Different types of stamps, their miniature sheets, first day covers, all these things are very well displayed in the invited class actually of this category, along with their first day covers as well as the 3D covers. Earlier we had seen actually of one Vittal Navalkar. This is actually of one of the juries where this one or invited class you can see. That's a Gandhi exhibition. I think this is the Post and Telegraph this one only, which you can see the variety of stamps which has been issued by the government of India. This 125 years of Mahatma Gandhi, India South Africa cooperation. There also you can see India and Gandhi and the 50th death anniversary. So a variety of things which is done again by the India Post, which is also a very important activity. From 1948 to 1916 during the Gandhi's period, variety of stamps has been taken up, and this actually in 2 frames by the India Post, which actually has 100 years of Mahatma Gandhi's return function from South Africa, and again 100 years of Champaran Satyagraha, again Sanjan Satyagraha, again 1942 freedom movement, again the stamps, India South Africa joint issue. It's also very rare. 150th birth anniversary, which is actually happening now. You can see India for the first time has actually released a different type of stamp which is actually round with almost 7 stamps in various denominations. It's actually a very important thing. Another thing which is Swachha Bharat. There are a variety of stamps that have been issued on that, and communal harmony, etc. This another invited classification from this one basically on cancellation, early Indian cancellations and postal markets. In a stamp or this one, the 2 important things actually, one is the postal marking and the other is cancellation, which can be very clearly seen, and they play a very important role in the study of actually the stamp. So the cancellation as well as postmarks actually play a very important role, and you can see this is actually one of the juries or whatever. You can see that very nice collection, especially during the British period, which has been very well explained and done very nicely. I won't go into the details of that. And there are different types of cancellation. Not all cancellations are one and the same. You have actually some barred cancellations where with some numbers are put between. With this, which actually the number shows actually this post office or this one. And there are different types of cancellations. One with like this type cancellation, one with round. There are 2 circular type of rounds. All of them actually play a very important role. And you can see there are different types of cancellations. Not only round, there's a hexagonal, diagonal within a circle, and also this is what I was telling. This is actually a typical C bar cancellation with actually thin as well as thick bar, which actually makes it much more interesting. So the postmarks and the cancellations play a very important role, especially from the identification as well as the interpretation of the stamps. There is another category again. This again actually of that gentleman of the jury. And again, it's actually of that various this one This is actually of MGR Ramjan, who was actually earlier this one, and you can see there are a variety of things actually of that Pushkar. This one only you can see various stamps which are actually done by that Pushkar. This one again for the same this one only. I won't go much into detail of that. Again, these are all of invitee class. Variety of things you can see of that Pushkar. This one again. This again on the another theme. It's actually what we call water. Water plays a very important role. It's one of the major resources is actually water, where it is formed, and this one again by another Joshi Kiran Vinayak. Again, this is the theme on water. Water plays a very important role, and we know it's a very vital thing. Whether we look at the beaches, sea, or whatever, you can see almost all the places. In fact, 71% is actually ocean or water covered. So this is a very important thing which plays a very important role, especially from the philatelic point of view as well as from the water resources point of view. You can see the glaciers, where actually that, in fact, the Antarctica holds about 71% of the world's fresh water. So that's the important thing which plays a important role. Another theme which has been taken by various people is actually ships. Ships play a very important role, especially from the transport point of view, and there are various industries starting from, in fact, good old days. You might have heard about Magellan, Captain Cook, etc. All of them have actually traveled from various parts, especially the Discovery and all those things, and they have gone into the seas to look at the various domains or whatever. So the ships play as well as both for exploration as well as for knowledge, and this one. So there is a fantastic collection of ships of various types, starting from research vessels, from cargo carrying vessels, even from let's say extra this one, and also for nowadays from ordinary vessels to this one to mail boats. Mails were also carried in good old days through the transport. It's called what we call mail boat, etc. Just like we have a railway mail service or air mail service, the ships also, or the boats also used to carry mail. In addition to that, we can see the ships or the boats for variety of purposes. As I said, it can be done for research, it can be done for war, it can be done for variety of things, and there are variety of boats. In fact, there are, see, for example, if you go to a place like say Antarctica, there are mails which are sent actually to a boat and then again carried by a boat. That's what we call a paki boat. This is actually also a very important thing from one place to another. Again, we will have to have another this one of invitee class by A.K. Nayak. It's again actually of that I think the freedom fighters or whatever. I won't go into that much detail. You can see the variety of freedom fighters from. Again, you can see Gandhi again. Gandhi has actually played a vital role in India's freedom fighter. He was a political organizer, negotiator, Indian Round Table. There are a variety of activities he has done, and also was awarded the USA Champion of Liberty. There are a number of awards which he has received. In the civil disobedience, untouchability, the Harijan movement, all these things, he has played a very important and vital role. In fact, there are different types of stamps and different types of this one. This is a huge citizen stamp of actually Gandhi. That's a block of 4. This is actually stamped by Suriname, and also this all by the Indian Postal, this one, and also by along with actually the former presidents of actually US, Lincoln, Kennedy. Gandhi stamp was also released. You can see this actually a civil disobedient movement is done, and Gandhi's stamp or block of 4 is also released by other countries also. You can see these are all maxi cards of Gandhi of variety of things you can see here. Goa was actually a part of Portuguese till late 1961. So Portuguese India has been a theme of collection for a variety of people. In this one you can see there is actually a traditional Portuguese India, how the things have developed. So here he has actually put from actually 18 to up to 1961. You can see there are several covers and cards which are actually plays a very important role. There are different aspects of Portuguese India collection. You can see starting from empirical, this one of actually of the colonies. There are different colonies of Portuguese. They have in Angola, Mozambique, but Goa has been actually one of the major things of actually this one. So that has been highlighted here. And in fact, there have been several things of Goa, starting with Fatima, as well as it's actually this one of Fatima. Then there is actually of Saint Francis Xavier. Then it's actually variety of stamp and variety of cards actually has been done, which brings out the beauty of actually the stamps during the Portuguese India period. In fact, if you can see here, there have been different cancellations of actually the postmark as well as cancellation. This is the typical cancellations during the Portuguese period, which gives actually the variety of feature, like say you have a bar along with inside there is actually this one, which very clearly shows which day it was released. And also there are different types of cancellations also you can see, of different sizes, different dimensions also is very clearly shown. That also is very well exhibited and displayed here, which are actually on the various stamps. Also is actually typical cancellations of actually of Goa. And all these cancellations are on various stamps or covers or whatever or stamps you can very well done. It is an excellent job. In fact, to get and do that study takes enormous amount of time, but it has been put for your usefulness, and you can see a beautiful collection of various cancellations as well as postmarks of the Portuguese India, which is a very right sight to see, and I would strongly suggest people to come and visit this, for just at least for to get this one. And also during the Portuguese period, there was actually some airmail. In fact, Goa was connected to Lisbon and other parts, so to get actually stamps, and there are very simple cancellations which very clearly show there's actually airmail cancellations. From ordinary land cancellations, the airmail cancellations are totally different and very rare to get. So such cancellations are also been brought out, and you can very clearly see such nice cancellations from here to Goa to this one, and also from various this ones of Brussels and other places it has gone. So you can also very well see the airmail cancellations to various parts of the world. And one of the feudatory state of India is actually what is called, we call Barwani. There are very few stamps which has been released by the state of Barwani. So this has also been very well brought one of the our Philatelic enthusiast, and he has done a very good job, I should say, by putting up the both the unused as well as used stamps as well as some covers which are very difficult and rare to get. You can see, and he has given a nice description of the various stamps and some of the errors and some of the things, especially from the perforation point of view, also has been very clearly brought out by one of the philatelists in a nice fashion. The same of that Barwani, this one only. Another thing which is actually of importance is actually of India since independence. So basically this is a sheetlet collection, again by one of our senior philatelists actually has done. Because sheetlet is actually a big sheet where we have actually variety of things, and it is very rare and difficult to get. So one of the senior collectors of our Goa Philatelic and Numismatic Society has actually done a wonderful job of actually presenting the sheetlets in 5 frame. So this actually gives a feel of the various types of stamps which has been released by the postal department on variety of things, starting from birds to let's say different types of birds. You can see different flowers of India. You can see different orchids are there. In fact, almost all the things which can be thought has been very nicely put by this philatelist, senior philatelist. You can see a beautiful this one of actually the sheetlets which has been done by. See, for example, these are the fans which has been used, various types of fans of the various countries which has been used, and this is actually the pride of India. You can see that also there's actually this one, and also the musicians also you can see the various musicians of actually this one also are very nicely displayed. Again, there's a continuation of the sheetlets. You can see the various transport things which has been done. Puढे आम्ही कशी वताले म्हण आम्ही पल्लकी वताले आणि तो वताले ते सगळे दाखयले, आणि त्यांचे डिफरंट टाइप्स ऑफ पल्लकी आणि कारा वताले, बसेस डिफरंट बसेस आसा, आणि अगेन ऑफ सचिन तेंडुलकर जे सगळे आसा ब्युटिफुल कलेक्शन by one of our senior philatelists. Another interesting theme is actually Great Britain. Great Britain is one of the places where the first philatelic stamp was actually let's say started, penny black, and that's a beautiful collection of stamp. There are variety of things which has been put. And mind you, this is very difficult to get such stamps because they are all old stamps, and to preserve them, to keep them maybe of so many years of old, and of the various queens, and then during the various this one coronation as well as the scout, and variety of themes are actually been very nicely displayed. And this is the only stamp where the country's name is not put. In fact, whenever we have a stamp, always the country's name is put. Here we don't put any name. So this is one of the stamp where there is no country's name is put. Okay, only the stamp is known. Okay, or the stamp only is put. We don't put any, like say India or whatever. Nothing is put there. It's actually the only country where there is no country's name is put. Great Britain. So we want to encourage the students to collect stamps, display under various themes as well as this one. So this is actually an attempt by the students to put the variety of stamps in different themes, both from India as well as from the rest of the world, and they have actually not able to do that. So it has some general collection or whatever. So these are all general collection stamps which they have tried to put. Something on birds, something on whaling, and all these things they have tried. Again, this has been done on this one. Now again, this is actually another one actually on Portuguese India, which again very clearly shows. It's actually of one frame, this one only. You can see the variety of stamps. Again, this is actually not one frame, there are some more frames. Portuguese India, you can see, which very clearly shows the variety of stamps and the blocks and all those things, which are very, very important from different periods. In fact, he has put from different periods or eras or whatever. You can very, very clearly see. This is for the period 1911 to 1913. Very, very, and it is actually there is error. There are some. This is what we call a study. By studying that, we'll know how the things are or the errors are happening. So such things are also very, very clearly shown by the philatelist just to make. Here also there are some errors or whatever, or the things are shifted, or the things are changed, or some minute mistake actually in this one has been pointed out by these arrows, which are shown actually in red color at the various places. This one of the Portuguese India, just very clearly depicted. Another important feudatory state of India is actually what we call Cochin. Cochin is actually in the southernmost part of India, which had actually stamps, let us say almost prior to most of the other countries. In Kerala, the present Kerala had actually two states. One is called a Travancore state as well as Cochin state. In fact, there have been several this one. So in these 5 frames, the philatelist has actually tried to depict the variety of stamps, like say the foreign representation. This actually come from British. And before the stamp was actually started, there are what we call pre-adhesive stamps, which are actually put. So, but they were actually operated by the government of Kerala. So you can see the Cochin government gazette very, very clearly shows that it has been doing. And also, you can also see, when we say postal history, there are 3 important aspects which comes into postal history. One is actually the rate. When we say rate is the amount of stamp which needs to be put from traveling from one place to another, depending upon its weight. So for each weight, it is actually sent from various places, and there are various different types of cancellations. In fact, 6 kings ruled Cochin during the various stamps, and their stamps are put. And not only that, there are different types of postal rates, postal routes, postal cancellations, and railway mail services. And there were some hundi. Currently, what we call money order, in good old days they are called hundi stamps, that were also depicted. Then the official mail is done, and sometimes the postage is due. If the amount of stamp is put less, then they have to pay more. That's what we call a postage due. Then the certificate of posting. Then they have advice of delivery. Then there are a variety of things which has actually been put. Then there are what we call palace covers. The kings need not pay stamps or the official duties. They want to send somebody. It's actually what we call in CGS. So they just send the stamps without paying any this one to the government. So such stamps are also very, very clearly shown. And this is a very rare thing, what we call a settlement with a reply card, which is actually very difficult to get. So such things are also done. And there are different types of cancellations which are during the different periods. You can see touring type of cancellation, and there are let's say concentric lines of cancellation, and there's actually a mint cancellation, which is also very, very rare or difficult to get. And this is actually the Prime Minister, just like the Prime Minister we have here. There is actually a Prime Minister for the Cochin state also. It's actually the mint stamp of the Prime Minister of the Cochin state, which is also very, very rare and difficult to get. And in addition to that, as I said, there are actually, just like we have actually the official mail, that's what we call actually that we can send that this one from, we call it Bangi, this one. It's actually what we call the receipt for that getting, and these receipts are also very, very rare and difficult to get. And there is also, as I said, the money order thing. There's a Cochin Anjal money order or the Hundi, this one you can see very, very, and there's actually some acknowledgement due letters also. And also a lot of cancellations are actually some Malayalam, this one. And also one of the most important things, just like we say, express, this one. in order a stamp to reach or a postal mail to reach, we put more stamps so that it reaches much more faster on the same day or maybe very fast. This is what we call express delivery. Such stamps are also very clearly seen. This is the palace covers which I mentioned. You can see the variety of things. And then just like the book post we had, that also is there. There is some savings bank, this one also. And this this one we can see the certificate of posting. To get such things also, you can see the certificate of posting and the advice of delivery. There are some dead letter officer, this one also. Another interesting collection is actually what we call the penny black. The penny black is supposed to be one of the oldest collection, or the first stamp. Okay, so prior to that, or the inception of the penny black, there have been variety of things, like say what we call a bishop mark. So bishop was actually the guy who actually who developed that. So you want to send them one place to another. So it was actually used, and that's a fantastic collection of bishop mark as well as the early collection and the early dates. If you want to go from one place to another, how it is done. So this is an excellent collection, one of the philatelists of actually the Goa Philatelic and Numismatic Society, you can see. So again, it is actually very nicely displayed. Or another interesting theme is actually the language and literature of India. In fact, India there are so many languages. Okay, so we wanted to start with actually Valmiki. We call him the Adi Kavi. From Adi Kavi it went to this one, and then we have that actually so Valmiki is this one. You can see a block of 4 or then we had actually the Rabindranath Tagore also, and we had actually saints and poets who actually had actually the literature whatever we can think of, that also has been put. In fact, Kalidas Kalidas is one of the foremost in who actually had Megha Sandesha or this one, Jnana Shakuntalam. All these things were actually done by him. And then so we have actually saints like Satyagaraja, and also we had actually stamps of that earlier this one of Valmiki and other things also. So you can see the various this one as well as the Tiruvallavar, this one, all those things in various languages also. So I started maybe in alphabetical order. This philatelist has put Assamese, Bengali, English, and Hindi and other this ones also. And especially there are various awards given to them, starting with actually Sahitya Academy Award as well as the Jnanapith Awards. You can see. In fact, the philatelist actually has put actually a block of 4 of the various this one, along with actually the stamp or the first day covers. You can see the various things according to Assam, Bengali, English. Actually, of the Bankim Chandra Chatri of the Vande Mataram. The Vande Mataram, you can see that stamp as well as the Bankim Chandra Chatri also you can see. It's actually of Ramacharit Manas. It's actually a very, very important thing. And also there are n number of Hindi this ones, starting from actually that Hare Krishna, Bharadendra Harishchandra, as well as the Nirala, as well as Raman Prasad, as well as Premchand. I don't think anybody might not have, almost everybody would have heard about Premchand, etc. And also the Hindi day, as well as that Dushyant Kumar. And the ultimate thing what a person needs is actually to get actually, as I said, the Jnanapith Award. The Jnanapith Award of the various this ones. This one of and this actually this one brochure which actually shows the Jnanapith Award of the various people also. And so another interesting thing is actually what we call the lighthouses. The lighthouse is actually a guiding thing for the ships, and this is a fantastic collection by one of the senior philatelists of Goa Philatelic and Numismatic Society, and this is actually a very nice term. And what is a lighthouse, its exhibition, the various lighthouses used, and the various stamps, and the stamps as well as the first day scores you can see. It's a fantastic, a very, very innovative thing that the people have actually done. In fact, this has become as a real good exhibition where you can see the variety of things, and it's a fantastic collection by the one of the senior philatelists actually, the Goa Philatelic and Numismatic Society. You can see the variety of things on lighthouses again. There's actually Sandy Hook. In fact, there are a variety of features. Each of the lighthouses has its own features. Like say there are Gulf Coast, there are lighthouses that you use, say lighthouse of this one, Gibraltar. So each state or each one has actually some different definitions, different this ones, and different characteristics and traits. So such things has been brought up very, very clearly. And this another thing which has been brought up at the government of India is the land of unity and diversity, which is also very well brought out by the various things like say and how the things are. He has brought up at the Gandhi, the various things like say defense, religion, mostly about India. So he wanted to focus on India, its diversity, its unity and diversity, and all those things. This particular author wanted to bring out, which is also very well done. So that's actually a 3-frame exhibit which shows the flora, fauna, as well as the sports, various games played by India, as well as our Sachin Tendulkar's team also you can very clearly see. Now another important aspect is actually on Mahabharata. Mahabharata is just like the Ramayana and Mahabharata, the two important epics. So one of our senior philosophers actually put, I would say, actually 3 or 4 frame exhibit on Mahabharata, which I would say is one of the greatest epics all over the world. It was also done very well. On the various parts you can see the different aspects. In fact, it is from various things, and also the various people who have contributed, Raja Ravi Varma, as well as the various writers who actually played, the sheetlets, the sheets, and from the different parts, and the different critical editions of he has brought out, and from various other countries. It's not only India which has actually done, other countries, like say Southeast Asian countries also has done a lot of things from Mahabharata. You can see, like say, the early years of Mahabharata, Ekalavya, exhibition, as well as this, how the hostilities begin within the Pandavas and this one or whatever, the Kauravas and all those things also very clearly shown. And there's actually a stamp of Prince Yudhishthira, how they made actually this one of actually, let's say, wax this one from there, how they escape and all these things also very this one. Then they were sent on exile, and then there was also a Draupadi Swayamvara, which is also very nicely depicted. And how did Arjun win Draupadi in that this one of the Swayamvar, and then Kunti had actually this one Karna and all those things also shown, and how did the Pandavas and Kauravas meet actually Krishna, and that also is good, and the marriage of Draupadi and all these things, and then the Indraprastha, and then the game, the Daisacha game alagunde asle asa mage khub asa and the war eta Mahabharata kasita Bharata mun takala guna sinta keta and Bhagavad Gita Krishna Arjuna kada kita sangta mun time da keta to te important है संचय भगवद गीता चाहिए important है महाभारत तो भी तेरा सर तकल गुण तेरा कहता यानी कुरुक्षेत्राचे ते कामाचे या कल गुण सिलते हैं सर महाभारताचे लगून आणि ते महाभारतात different लोक कशी ते पळयता म्हणते आणि ते बुद्धिस्ट कशी पळयता आमचे हे सिख कशी पळयता इंडोनेशिया आणि महाभारत आणि भारत वर्षाचे ते लगून ताजे एक स्टॅम्प असं आणि तेंका तमिळनाडात कशी आसा म्हणता ते दाखयता आणि सिंगापुरा कशी आसा म्हणता सगळं दाखयता आणि ताका लागून असेल स्टॅम्प्स आणि हे दाखयता अगेन आमचे सिनियर फेडार लिस्ट आसा ताणा आमचे स्टॅम्प ताजे गांधीचे एक्सिबिशन जाय म्हाका दिसता 5 फ्रेम आसा म्हणून जाल्यार स्टॅम्प्स मेळपाक खूब कश्ट आसा आनी ते एक लागून हें करपाक द फर्स्ट एनिवर्सरी आफ्टर इंडिपेंडन्स 1948 साकून वेरियस स्टेजस गांधीचे लागून दाखयता आनी कस्तुरबा तेचे डेथ एनिवर्सरी दाखयता आनी ते होमेज टू गांधी एंड नेहरू ते गांधी नेहरू लगी आसले ते स्टॅम्प वेरी डिफिकल्ट 50th एनिवर्सरी ऑफ दंदी मार्च म्हणल्यार ते सॉल्टा लागून ते खूब हे आसा ते एक इम्पॉर्टंट ऑकेशन आसले आमी ते सॉल्ट टॅक्स मंदना म्हण दाखोवच्या दाखोवन ते आसले ते एक ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी आसले ते दाखयता आमी ते सॉल्ट टॅक्स आमी बंदना म्हणून आसले हे ताणें मार्च केले दंदीक गेले आनी सॉल्ट हें केलें ताजे आसले स्टॅम्प आसा ते आनी गांधी खंय हें आसा आमचे कवरा आसा ताजें कॅन्सलेशन आसा आनी ताजे सत्याग्रह आसा खूब आसा सेंटिनरी ऑफ सत्याग्रह 100 years जावन आसले ते सत्याग्रहाचे हे स्टॅम्प आसा आनी खूब स्टॅम्प्स आसा मिनिएचर शीट आसा शीटलेस आसा आनी 60 years human rights. Gandhi also fought an important thing for human rights. Takala guna silte asa. Beautiful done केला था. जे five frame तो दाखवता था.
आमच्यामध्ये ॲक्च्युली
आणि गांधी एक इम्पॉर्टंट आसला स्वच्छ भारत म्हणून ताणें एक इम्पॉर्टंट रोल प्ले केले ताका लागून तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा स्वच्छ भारताका लागून ताणें कितें केलें म्हणून आनी ते सिरीज डिफरंट सिरीज आसा गांधीचे लागून ते आसा आनी चंपारण सत्याग्रह ताणें एक सत्याग्रह केलें ताका लागून ते हें केलें ताजें एक मिनिएचर शीट आसा आनी ताजे फर्स्ट कवर्स आसा आनी ताजेंच कंटिन्युएशन आसा एनदर इम्पॉर्टंट एक्टिविटी क्युटी डॅम केले ऑगस्टाक सांगितलें 9th ऑगस्ट इन द 75 years जाले ताका लागून एक स्टॅम्प जाले इम्पॉर्टंट आनी हिंदी प्रचार सभा म्हणून एस्पेशली साऊथ इंडियान हिंदी चड वाडना आसलें ताका लागून दक्षिण भारतांत तें गेलें ताजें आतां मोस्ट रिसंट जार आसलें 2018 गांधी लागून एक हें केलें ते स्टॅम्प्स केले आसा बरें आसा एंड दिस एक्चुअली गांधीचे वेरियस कंट्रीज विजा क्लिनी वेरियस कंट्रीज स्टॅम्प केले सेंट विन्सेंट मडगास्कर कझाकिस्तान मोन्सेरात गयाना म्हणून खूब हें केलें असलें एक रेअर कलेक्शन मेळोवपाक खूब त्रास आसा तांचे सिनियर सिटीजन तें केलें अगेन ताजेच कंटिन्युएशन गांधीचेच कंटिन्युएशन आसा You can see there are variety of postcards asa, खूप postcards Mahatma Gandhi various stages. Registered letter to Gandhi asa. ते मेळपाक आसा. आमचे inland Indian without the Indian this one that you can see. आमचे postcards asa, maxim cards asa. You can see. सगळ्यांत गांधीच्या कॅन्सलेशन आसा आमचे हें आसा. different हें जालें आनी आमचे हें आसा. एक आमी जॉयंट इश्यू म्हणटा आमचे कंट्री इंडिया आतां कितें कंट्रीच्यान आसल्यार हें आसल्यार आमी जॉयंट इश्यू म्हणटा इंडिया विथ सावथ आफ्रिका आसा इंडिया विथ सोवियत युनियन आसा आय मीन जॉयंट इंडिया विथ दीस वन आमचे कल्चरान आमचे कल्चर मिक्स करून मॅच करून घालता ताका लागून आमी जॉयंट इश्यू करता आमचे आतां सावथ आफ्रिका आसा फ्रांस आसा खूब कंट्रीज आसा इंडिया एंड फ्रांस आसा सावथ आफ्रिका आसा हें आसा आनी इंडिया इरान आसा This also difficult to get. आमचे कल्चरान आमच्या कल्चरा लागून स्टॅम्प वयता ताजे फसले कवर्स घालता आनी ताजे हें आसा आनी इंडिया सायप्रस जॉयंट इश्यू ताजे फसले कवर्स इंडिया मंगोलिया जॉयंट इश्यू इंडिया फिलिपायन्स जॉयंट इश्यू ताजे मिनीचर शीट इंडिया मेक्सिको ताजे फसले कवर्स इंडिया इस्रायल very difficult to get such this one India France joint issue ताजे कवर्स ताजे फसले कवर्स ताजे मिनीचर शीट and India Singapore joint issue and souvenir sheet. India, this one, miniature sheet of that, this one. आणि आमच्या बँकिंग अँड बँक सिस्टमचा लागून आता आमचे रिझर्व बँक ऑफ इंडिया आसा आनी आमचे डिफरंट बँक्स आसा रिझर्व बँकेन मेन ब्रांच आसा ताच्या लागून खूब स्टॅम्प देवेले आनी ताका लागून असले आसा रिझर्व बँकाका लागून डिफरंट हे देवेल्या ते दाखयता आनी स्टेट बँक ऑफ ट्रांगोर फुडें आसले स्टेट बँक ऑफ मैसूर स्टेट बँक सगळे आसले ते स्टेट बँक ऑफ ट्रांगोराका लागून असले स्पेशल कवर दाखयल्या आनी आमी अलाहाबाद बँक आसा ताजे मिनीचर शीट आसा आनी ताजे स्टॅम्प आसा ब्रोशरय आसा ते सगळे दाखयता ते बरें आसा सेंट्रल बँक आसा युको बँक आसा स्टँडर्ड एंड चार्ट सगळे स्पेशल कवर्स देवेल्या आनी पोस्ट ऑफिस आतां आमी पोस्ट ऑफिसच स्टार्ट केल्या आतां बँक पोस्ट ऑफिस सेविंग्स बँक म्हणून आसा आनी आतां मोस्ट रिसंट जावन आयले IPPB इंडिया पोस्ट पेमेंट बँक मोस्ट रिसंट आसा लास्ट इयरच केले ते ताजे खूब हे आसा ताजे पोस्टल आसा फसले कवर्स सगळे देवेल्या आनी आसा आनी एक एशियन डेव्हलपमेंट बँक म्हणून आसा IB आसा आमचे युनिट ट्रस्ट ऑफ इंडिया तांचे बँक आसा ते ॲक्सिस बँक गेले UTA आसले UTA आसले तें गेले अनदर थिंग इज एक्चुअली वॉट यू कॉल एक न्यू थीम ग्लुटन फ्री म्हणलें ग्लुटन आमच्या एका आमच्या पोटाक लागून ते खूब त्रास जाता आमी ते खेळले ना जाल्यार आमकां डिसीज लायक डायबिटीस हे सगळे येता ते आमी ग्लुटन फ्री केले जाल्यार कशी जाता म्हण ताका लागून एक चांग थीम आमचे एक गोवा फिलाटेलिक न्युमिसमॅटीक सोसायटीचा एक याना केलें ते फॅन्टास्टीक हे आसा ताचे खूब आमी स्टॅम्प्स दाखयता एक कशे ग्लुटन फ्री आसले हेजे कसलो स्टॅम्प आसा कसले हे म्हणून वन ऑफ द वेरी एक्सलंट थीम वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू गेट ताणें तें कलेक्ट करून ते दाखयता ते वेरियस थिंग्स कसले फ्रुट्स आसा कसले खावन आसा कितें यूज करूया आमी ग्लुटन फ्री म्हणून जाय वीच इज गूड फॉर हेल्थी लिवींग एंड हॅपी लिवींग ताका लागून असले खूब हे एंड इट इज व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट टू गेट सच स्टॅम्प्स असले कवर्स तसले स्टॅम्प्स घेवन ताणें दाखयल्या आनी कितें खावपाक कितें खाल्लें जाल्यार ग्लुटन फ्री जातले हें जातलें म्हणून दाखयलें ताणें आनी कसले फ्रुट्स खावपाचे कसले फ्रुट्स मेळटा थंय ग्लुटन फ्री जाय नासले ते सगळे दाखयता ते एक बरें आसा वन ऑफ द फॅन्टास्टीक थिंग्स ऑफ दॅट again this is a part of the gluten free thing only it's a fantastic thing आमी कितें खाल्लें जाल्यार आमी हें जातलें म्हणून you won't have actually any disease it's a healthy lifestyle आसला ताका लागून आमचे गोवा फिलाटेलिक न्युमिसमॅटीक सोसायटीचे एक याणें केल्लें again these are the things some of things which can be eaten for the gluten free this one it's actually minerals of the world कसले minerals आसा म्हणून एक भूमी आसा असल्या समुद्रांतू आसा ताका कसले मिनरल्स आसा म्हणटा तुमच्या आमी हें करता ते मिनरल्साक आनी स्टॅम्पां मेळपाक खूब त्रास आसा आनी डिफरंट आमकां आसा डिफरंट आसा ताका लागून एक हें आसा ते सिस्टमॅटीक नाल्यार आल्फाबेटिकल ऑर्डर नाल्यार क्रोनॉलॉजिकल ऑर्डर गेले तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा मिनरल्स गेल्यार खूब आसा आनी मोस्ट ऑफ द मिनरल्स आर यूज फॉर वरायटी ऑफ थिंग्स स्टार्टींग फ्रॉम ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द थिंग्स यू कॅन थिंक ते गेले एक 3 फ्रेमान गेले ते various things from various countries South Africa England सगळे different minerals गेले and yes bees plays a very important role आमच्या honey म्हणल्यार we know how honey we get but what are the bees ताजे लागून एक beautiful excellent collection of actually of various things like say bees which are done world of bees कशी मेळटा कशी खाणी जाता ते सगळें दाखोवपाक हें करतात. Another important things आसा आमचे सिनियर फिलाटलिस्ट आसा तो सांगता अनयुजुअल स्टॅम्प्स म्हणून. एवरी स्टॅम्प इज नॉट दिस वन, सो वी हॅव एक्चुअली अनयुजुअल स्टॅम्प. एक लेदराचे स्टॅम्प आसा तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा. ते लेदराचे स्टॅम्प आमचे डेनिम आसले डेनिमा आसले आनी डिफरंट दिस वन क्रिस्टल घालेले आसता तो. यू कॅन सी दॅट क्रिस्टल आसता तो. आनी द बुक स्टॅम्प्स आसा लायक ए बुक आनी डिफरंट टायप्स यू कॅन सी. एंड ऑल्सो देर आर सम थिंग्स वेर एक्चुअली 3 dimensional पिक्चर आसा एंड वेब आसा. हे सगळें तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा. Very rare and unusual shape, unusual size and unusual shape you can see. Again here also we can see खूब मेळपा येता आसा. And as I said एक कॉमिक तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा. तुमकां पळोवया की asterisks and obliques आसा. You can get that and very thing. And that gold foil आसा. Gold foil also is very rare to get. Or you can here also you can see that gold foil stamps as well as things very difficult to get. And that gold foil embossed stamps आसा. Again very difficult. And metal embossed stamps. It's like a very difficult and sometimes in the fabric. तुमचे embroidered stamps आसा, सिल्काचे स्टॅम्प आसा, खूब हे आसा. ते सगळें तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा हिंगा एलिजिले 3 दिसाक आसा. 9 तारीख, 10 तारीख, 11 तारीख from the Institute of Menses Braganza, which is organized by the Post Department of actually Goa along with this one. So it's an excellent opportunity पळोवपाक तुमकां. Again, unusual. Laysan to stamp mata and in different this one from various countries. All are unique. आता हे ceramic kanto stamp. Just like the ceramic tiles which we use, tanto stamp kolpa is very difficult you can see. And actually on the this some stamps the dark I mean kalkanta keljala te yen jata only it starts glowing and me show again this again is a ceramic stamp you can see. This is very cute stamp. So you can see there are actually stamps which are actually made on the ceramic tiles or whatever you can see. There are actually thermal stamps. Heat lagun ata heat asle ye jalate yen jata. And there are some music stamps also here. Again the same thing. This is actually hologram stamp. Holography is actually very important. And this is actually during the different this ones of actually the moon you can see. Again this is actually of that Brazil has actually some foil stamps. Again the gravity you can see this is actually a 3-dimensional stamp asle. But the polopa like itla polopa manta. That's also very unique. Again just like the gold foil we have the silver foil also stamp. Then there is a steel foil stamp also very difficult. And there are plastic stamps. Plastic stamp म्हणून असा खूब हे आसा ते मेळोवपाचा खूब त्रास आसा ताका लागून you can see that. And also we have some stamps which are actually of CDs which you can actually really put on a long playing record or whatever that also get. And chocolate stamps asa which actually gives the scent of chocolates as well as the flowers. Of the various flowers you can get the scented stamps. They have polopa melta. Again the various CD stamps also. If you put that on they can actually play. Basically CD-ROM stamps long playing record angal jile it's a golden opportunity to see that. Another important thing is actually when we say discovery or the sea route. Again by another Goa Philatelic Numismatic Society, the sea route. How did the sea route come to Goa? So this was another put very nicely, a good exhibition you can see. The various sea routes to the various parts of India. Again by one of our senior philatelists. The various routes taken by the various captains and ships or whatever. So this also is a fantastic collection by one of the this one. It's actually Sir Roland Hill. Thane the stamp acha laguniyan kelele. So Thane sangile the stamp he discovered or let's say this one. So this is actually an exhibition on the Sir Roland Hill. So lagun kon yete kelle and how did the stamp or the philately originate? Taka lagun asle Roland Hill lagun asle. Ko first day covers so yes lagun into the area. United Kingdom, UK. Actually he was born in UK, so a lot of this one. Senegal has actually honored him. Sierra Leone, Trinidad and Tobago. Various countries like say Tanzania, Swaziland, all these people have actually honored Sir Roland Hill. Yeah. Another is actually the same continuation of Sir Roland Hill. You can see here some more aspects of actually Sir Roland Hill, which is actually done in a very nice fashion by one of the collectors actually of Goa Philatelic and Numismatic Society. Again, by the same of this one actually of the various other countries like say Falkland Island or whatever you can see, and other countries also. Very difficult to get because he is the father of philately, I would say, who has actually done them from the various countries like say Australia, Cook Islands, etc. Another thing is actually money, coins and currency on stamps. So this is also a very interesting topic. It started with the India government mint, they have actually put, and then we have security process in various parts of India. So this actually present in Nasik. So how did the coinage start and all those things have been very nicely put. The various coinages of various denominations, 1 paise or various, this one you can see, and also the various Gupta and all these dynasties also you can see how the coinage started of the various things and various different types of coins, because the study of coins is what we call numismatics. That's the category. Again, this actually is one friend by a student, I think, how he collects all the various things, like say Christmas, modes of transport, and dogs and telephone and all these things done by the student, etc. is very well. Another thing is actually when we say a stamp is born, the birth certificate of a stamp is what we call a first day cover. That is also very nicely done here. You can see when we put actually one stamp is what we call this one, and there are various things which are actually put in the different parts on this one. So, but then sometimes there are error. There is error in color, there is actually error in shape. You can see the same. This one you can see actually have two different sizes. Even though when we say first day cover is a typical first day cover is this size, but there are started being bigger and bigger, and there are now say hollow this one. You can see there are different types of errors in color, in this one, shape, even the size also you can see. From a small first day cover to actually you can say a huge first day cover. So that also becomes a very, very interesting topic. In addition to that, basically what we have is actually what we call a definitive stamp. A definitive stamp is actually what we use for our regular use. Such definitive stamps is actually put actually, and the cover which is actually what we call a definitive first day cover, and they are very, very difficult to get, and there are different series of first day cover. That's the first day series, second series, this is the fifth series where you can see various things, and you can see the two different types of Gandhi. You can see a small Gandhi of a definite cover, a large Gandhi, same a small Nehru, a larger Nehru, and also during the let's say Bangladesh, this one, we had to collect actually some refugee tax. And the refugee tax was also collected through the Philatelic, and it's actually called refugee relief tax. So about 5 paise stamps were actually imposed on each of the stamps at that time, and they were collected. So that also came actually to the government of India through the Philatelic. So that's what we call a refugee relief stamp or refugee tax stamp. That's also done, and you can see the variety of stamps which are actually involved. Again, the various covers also involved for the different definitive covers also you can see. In addition to that, when the two stamps are together, it's what we call settlement stamp. These settlement stamps also play a very important role. They can be either vertical or horizontal. When two stamps are together, such things are happening. And there have been various stamps with this, as well as the first day covers is actually called first day covers with the settlement stamps. That's what we call actually a set of stamps. So first day covers with the stamps also very important. These are all musicians you can see. Again, the musicians you can see. And here you can see very clearly the different actually the color. This is actually error. Set of stamps error, and also Gandhi you can see with the Charka and all those things. So there are n number of things you can see in a set of stamps. And what we see in this last frame is actually what we call a miniature sheet. It's a typical miniature sheet on a first day cover. It's also very, very difficult, as you can see. The last two is actually, this is actually of Ramayana, and this is actually of Rabindranath Tagore. The miniature sheet itself is huge, that it is difficult to put. And this is actually coffee. Coffee is again actually a smelling stamp, which actually has, if you keep that stamp, and that gets various smell of the coffee. Another important thing is actually coins. Goan Connect. Goa has actually a lot of stamps which have been issued, or let's say special covers have been done. This is actually of our St. Francis Xavier, this one, church, you can see. Again, St. Francis of Assisi. So there are a number of stamps on the special covers actually has been done. This is with T.B. Kunha. There are various beaches. In fact, Goa has been renowned, world famous all over India because of the beaches. So such a first day cover has been also done. And one of these ones is actually of the Vinod Mangeshkar, who is also world famous musician which has been brought out by the government of India. And there are different fairs. In fact, Carnival is one of the most important fairs of India, which has also been brought out. Again by this one. One of the most important scientists of India is actually D.D. Kosambi. In fact, we have actually a festival called D.D. Kosambi Festival which is here. So this is also a stamp as well as the first day cover of D.D. Kosambi, and the Heritage Monument also is this one. And this actually a stamp which is actually done for the Goa Liberation, Golden Jubilee of Goa Liberation, has been very, very clearly brought out. Another industrialist of Goa is actually Vasundhara Srinivasa Dembo. Yes, Dembo's stamp also has been released here. It's a very important thing. Recently we have released actually thing on Goan theatre. That's actually 125 years of Goan theatre also has been very, very brought out. This is another thing which has been very, very clearly brought out, and it's actually an excellent thing. Again, some other stamps are actually Goa, this one. This is of the recent most, this one. Another thing which has been coming, especially from Pope's visit of 1990, is also very, very done. It has come actually in this one. And there are some permanent pictorial cancellations. In fact, this is actually done of this son Mirabai. It's actually in the Lutlim. As you can see very clearly the Lutlim, and it was done only 12th October last year. It was actually during the Philatelic week it was done of the last year. You can see that son Mirabai's picture also this one. And St. Francis Xavier's exposition. Every 10 years, the St. Francis body was actually kept out there, and this also has a very important role, especially from the Goan point of view. Pankalagoni in the area, the St. Francis exposition, cards, Pankalagoni, special covers the Kele, and then the St. Francis exposition, the huge covers. And I'm saying, Kalagona, cook answer. And yes, I got a cone answer. आणि आमच्या खूप डिफरंट हे असले असं आता आमच्या कार्नल कॉलेज आसा नवीन आणि रोसरी कॉलेज आसा नवीन सो सगळ्याक लागून असले डिफरंट स्पेशल कवर्स आमी 25 years 50 years 60 years जाल्ले हे आसा आनी एनिनी दिसा म्हणून आसले ताका लागून एक स्पेशल कवर दवरले आनी सेंट जोसेफ वास आनी खूप हे डिफरंट हे जॅक डे चुकेरा आमचे ओपिनियन पॉलाचे लागून असले हे आसले ताजे हे आसा 100 years बर्थ सेंटरने लागून एक स्पेशल कवर दवरले आनी ब्रगान्साचे ही वॉज फादर ऑफ कोंकणी सिनेमाचे आसलो तो ताजे एक स्टॅम्प दवरले आनी हॉली स्पिरीट चर्च मडगांव 450 years ऑफ हॉली स्पिरीट चर्च ते आसले आनी आमी एनएओ आम काम करता 50 वर्साचे आमचे गोल्डन जुबलीचे आमी एक स्टॅम्प दवरले 50 वर्साचे तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा हांगा आमचे अब्दुल कलामाचे आसा आमी 50 वर्स जाले आमी एक प्रिमियर ऑर्गनायझेशन आसा नॅशनल स्टॉक ऑर्गनायझेशन म्हणून तांचो असले स्टॅम्प दवरले ते तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा आनी डिफरंट हेजे आनी हेमी आसा डिफरंट गोवा पॅक्सा लागून आमी गोवा फिलाटेलिक सोसायटी करता आनी पोस्ट टेलिग्राफ करता त्या पोस्ट टेलिग्राफ करता दीस इज द थर्ड एक्सपिडिशन विच इज ऑफिशियल बट गोवा पॅक्सा लागून आसले खूब हे आसले इज ऑल्सो ए फॅन्टास्टीक कलेक्शन कॅन सी लास्ट गोवापॅक्स 2014 आसले देखणी लागून आसले आनी सेंट फ्रांसीस झेवियराचे आनी ते हेजे सगळे बरे आसले हे जर्मनी आमी 1945 जर्मनी 2 जाल्ले ईस्ट जर्मनी आनी वेस्ट जर्मनी आसले ते सेपरेट जर्मनी आनी वेस्ट जर्मनीचे फर्स्ट डे कवर तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा एंड 5 फ्रेम्स आसा तुमकां खूब एका लागून आसले ते दाखयल्ले आसतना वेरियस let's say important events of this journey. They part एक वर्षा गेले 71, 72, 73, 74, 75 एक वर्षाक फर्स्ट डे कवर्स दवरले ते सगळे दाखयता आमचे एक सिनियर सिनार करता आनी आतां इम्पॉर्टंट आनी हे एक आसा प्लांट्स आमच्या फ्लोरान पळयता लागून असले एक स्टॅम्प आय थिंक दीस एक्चुअली अगेन म्हाका दिसता स्टुडंटाचे एक्सिबिशन दिसता ते बरें केलें ताणें again another one of the birds endangered birds are like one frame exhibition this one so also very interesting as well as this one and various things another interesting exhibition is cancellation I mean for the Cochin different type cancellations are takala gun change keya like different type two circles rings asa sagla एक follow up mata nuka and the block of forest different types stamps asa block of forest cancellations asa and each cancellation has C म्हणून आसा ते C and भितर एक नंबर त्या पोस्ट ऑफिसात दाखयता अंजल ऑफिस म्हणून दाखयता ताका लागून स्टॅम्प पळोवपाक मेळटा अगेन एरोग्राम पोर्चुगीज जे एरोग्राम आमी फुडें सांगिल्ले तेंगासून भायर कितें लेटेस्ट वता ताका लागून आसले ते खूब फर्स्ट क्लास जावन दाखयल्यात दॅट्स ऑल्सो वेरी इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग एनदर इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग इज एक्चुअली ऑफ दॅट zodiac sign आमचे different called Virgo, Scorpio etc. ताका लागून असले स्टॅम्प एक स्टॅम्प आमचे दाखयल्या वेरी गुड एक्सिबिशन आमी आतां वेदरा लागून सांगता वेदरा म्हणजे आमचे सूर्य भगवान आसा सूर्य सगळ्यांक मागीर दिता ग्रीक गॉड्स आसा ग्रीक गॉड्स सांगता आनी आमचे एकोणाक टेंपल आसा तेजो स्टॅम्प आसा आनी सेटन स्टॅम्प आनी नाव सनसेट आमचे इंदिरा पॉयंट तांकां आसा आनी आमचे काळजासान सांगलें मेघा लागून तो मेघाचे एक स्टॅम्प पळोवपाक मेळटा आनी डिफरंट फिनॉमिना आसात आमचे रेनबो आसा वेदर स्टॉर्म आसा लायटनींग थंडर हे सगळें तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा आनी कशी हे मेळटा म्हणून वेरियस फिनॉमिना लागून दाखयता आनी एक सायक्लोन आसले आनी ओसोन होल तुमी आयकले आसतले ओसोन होल ना जाल्यार आमकां खूब त्रास जाता आमच्या स्किन काही प्लांट लाईफ सगळं अफेक्ट जाता आणि ते एअर फ्लो ताका लागून असल्या खूब हें ताका सांगपा जाता आनी हांकां ऑर्गनायजेशन जाय एक वर्ल्ड मिटिओरोलॉजिकल ऑर्गनायजेशन आसा WHO ते एक वेरी वेरी इम्पॉर्टंट रोल करता आमच्या इंडियांत आमचे इंडिया मिटिओरोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट म्हणून आसा ते काम करता अशें वर्ल्ड लेवलार डिफरंट हें काम करता आनी डिफरंट ऑर्गनायजेशन करता आनी ते आमी वेदर आमकां एकूच मनशान न्ही वेदर अफेक्ट्स एवरीबडी आतां हेंगे एक सायक्लोन येयले नाल्यार हें येयलें जाल्यार पावस येयले जाल्यार सगळ्यांक अफेक्ट जाता सायक्लोन इंडियाक न्ही चेन्नई न्ही सगळें न्ही सगळ्यांक अफेक्ट जाता ताका लागून हें आसलें Another important thing is volcanoes म्हणून तुमी आयकलें the volcanoes also if it's underground volcano that can actually create a tsunami the volcanoes लागून खूब हें केलें आमच्या सिनियर फिलाटलिस्टांक केलें वन फ्रेम हें केलें तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा म्हणजे लुईस बॉस कामो म्हणून आसा एक वन ऑफ पोर्चुगीज इंडिया ताचें खूब एक हें आसा दिस एक्चुअली अगेन वन फ्रेम वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू गेट स्टॅम्प्स आनी ताचें हें मेळोवपाक खूब त्रास आसा तें एक बरें केलें एक वन फ्रेमान तुमकां कितें कितें पळोवपाक मेळटा ताचे स्टॅम्प्स डिफरंट वरायटी ताजें हें एक वन फ्रेमान केलें आमच्या सिनियर फिलाटलिस्टांक केलें अगेन एक स्टुडंटाचें हें वन फ्रेमाचें योगा लागून योगा तर सगळें सांगता वे ऑफ लिवींग म्हणून कशी करता आनी डिफरंट प्रोसेस ऑफ योगा You can start from pranayama and various poses. Then करता ताका लागून अशें बरें हें करता तें so one done by a master young student of Philatelic तो आठ ताका तितकें शिकता तो आठवांचो शिकता तो ताजें आसा आनी एक हें आसा म्हळ्यार अगेन गांधीका लागून एक हें जाया ताका लागून आसलें खूब हें आय थिंक दिस ऑल्सो इज ऑफ वन फ्रेम ताका लागून हांव सांगलें एक एका पोस्ट हिस्ट्री जर्मनीचे पोस्ट हिस्ट्री दाखयता हे फर्स्ट क्लास वेरी इंट्रस्टिंग थिंग एक स्टॅम्पाचे एक वर्साचे हें दाखयता वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू गेट आनी वेरी ताच्या कॅन्सलेशनाक एका सगळ्याक जाय आसा तुमकां हें मेळटा and this also is one frame again another frame one frame of actually various institutions including Goa various special covers and first day covers तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा again you can see the various this one's actually of yoga again by another student this is again by another student of let's say you can see the various postures of yoga etc. Another interesting student this is actually we call it Philatelic आमची कशी स्टार्ट जाली मग आमी पहिले आमी हें तो बलूना वताले त्या बलूनाच्या कॅन्सलेशनाचेर तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा मागीर सेप्लिन म्हणून येयले मागीर तुमी आयकलें आसतलें रायट ब्रदर्स म्हणून त्या रायट ब्रदर्सानच स्टार्ट केलें तें एरोप्लेना लागून आनी ताचें हें आनी सेकेंड जनरेशन येयलें तें कशी वाडलें म्हणटात आमच्या वर्ल्ड वॉरा आमच्या आनी कशें वाडलें आनी तें एअरमेल म्हणून तुमकां तो पळोवपाक मेळटा कवरायरूच तें एअरमेलाचें हें खबर बरें आसलें आनी डिफरंट कंट्रीसाचें आसलें आतां सेप्लिन म्हणल्यार जर्मनी आसा आमच्या इंडियांत आसलें USA आसलें इटली आसलें जर्मन अगेन रॉकेट मेल आसा रॉकेटा मेल जाल्यार तें मेळटा आनी सिवील एविएशन खूब आसा आमचें अमेरिकन एविएशन आसा आमचेच आसा एअर इंडिया आसा इंडियन एअरलायन्स आसा आमचे मिलिटरी एअर सर्विसीस आसा ते सगळें तुमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा आनी ब्रिटीश रॉयल एअरफोर्स आसा आनी आमी हांगासून फ्लायट वता वीच इज कॅरीड आमी रेल्वे वता म्हणल्यार नाल्यार बोटां वता म्हणल्यार सेम वे इट गोज ऑल्सो बाय फ्लायट फ्रॉम द वेरियस कंट्रीज एंड दिस एक्चुअली वेरी इम्पॉर्टंट समटायम्स हेलिकॉप्टरान तो वता आमच्या रिमोट प्लेसीस आतां आमकां पोस्टमॅन वचपाक जायना जाल्यार हेतून वता and this another collection of actually personalities again I think it's actually youth collection youth class or whatever you can see various this one social performers saints better kele dana this one of the Govan this one also you can see Stephen Hawking a famous scientist is that hope palo it's very very difficult to get some of the various mostly these are all of youth students youth classes very very difficult to get आणि आमच्या स्कूल्सान पार्टिसिपेट केलेले खूब स्कूल्सान तो पार्टिसिपेट केलेले ताका लागून हांव दाखयता आयज स्कूल्सान येना स्कूल्साचें एक कलेक्शन आसा स्कूलांत एक फिलाटेलिक क्लब आसा ते सगळे जॉयन करून खूब स्कूलांत पार्टिसिपेट केले एक स्कूला क्लास आसा आनी एक डिफरंट स्कूलांचे वगैरे आसा 10-11 स्कूलांसून येयले एक आनी सगळे एक हें गेले श्रीनिवास रामानुजम गोवा लिबरेशन डे बाल गंगाधर तिलक बिस्मिल्ला खान रेवेन्यू स्टॅम्प लागून एक स्टॅम्पार नॉट रियल स्पेशल एडिशन स्टॅम्प इंदिरा गांधी लागून वल्लभभाई पटेल एक आमकां एक स्टडी केल्लें आनी स्टडी करून बरयलें अगेन ऑफ दॅट गोवा लिबरेशन दीस वन एक लागून भिकाजी कामा एक मनशा लागूनच personalities लागून केले गांधी लागून आणि Keller. She actually developed that braille system. So like that, each of the stamps and the study kon barilla. It's all school level, school classes. Again, this is also school class of various this one, and I would say this is actually a good study done by the various students or whatever of the school. They jointly sit together in temporary and also here also you can see the various animals or the definitely or whatever, cats, various rare things also you can see, very definitive things. Again, this is actually of the United Nations or what another school you can see what all things they have done. As I said, the refugee markers, all those things of the various schools, such as definitely stamps. Also they collect stamps. School Philatelic Club you can see, and they collect actually a variety of themes, and they try to study and maybe write a few lines like this. But basically the idea is actually stamp collect karta and the theme alagun karta takalagun yen karta. India Asia different stamps Singapore, Malaysia, Africa different African there are so many things, and North America, South America, Europe also different things. And also India stationery stationery stamps and how the story of the post also started. And आमचे भोजना लागून खाना लागून खूप स्टॅम्प्स आसा ताका केल्या कितें आसा म्हूण ते रिसंटली इंडिया स्टॅम्प्स दवरले मक्की रोटी बिरयानी हे सगळं आनी आमचं सँडविच समोसा सगळं लागून खूप हे आसा आनी आमचे एअरवेज फेस्टिवल सेलिब्रेशन्स Philatelic Nation, and also our epics Ramayana and Mahabharata also has been shown, various potteries also, and lot of things also has been shown very clearly and very clearly. And leaders of developing nations like Temeda Kelamka.